Hi guys, welcome back on my channel, Dorota, Palicka, International Nail Artist and Educator. And again, we are going to do some ombre, this time with the sponge technique, and you can have a look what amazing results we can get using the sponge. Yeah, I will show you exactly step by step how to recreate this look so your clients are happy and they can wear a beautiful ombre style nails, which are so popular this summer, and I think every single summer, especially in some nice bright neon and pastel colors. And I hope you will really enjoy this tutorial and learn a lot from it. If you're new in here, hit the subscribe button. If you're an existing subscriber, hit the bell notification so you get the message from YouTube every time I upload new designs. But let's start. So I have added a little twist to this ombre, and that's a wee droplets of the water, but you don't have to do them. And ombre is definitely one of the most popular techniques in a salon, and everyone loves ombre, especially for the summertime. And there is tutorial on those nails as well. So I have been doing the ombre with the ombre brush for this set of the nails. So the ombre brush looks like this if you didn't see this tutorial. And also I've got a separate tutorial with the ombre done with the brush, and then this one will be doing a sponges. You can see, actually I'll just move them. I've got a sponges here, like lots of them. So sponges are quite a nice way of doing ombre as well, and I always use a sponge for baby boomer technique, and again you can see it in the channel already how to do this technique for a baby boomer. But for a gel polish, it works slightly different, and that's what I'm going to show you. So we're going to use the Upvoted 200 Sugar Rush color. It's a kind of nice purple color. So I'm just applying it, say, on the 1/3 of the tip, and then the next color we are going to use is the 199 Candy Cane. It's like a wee orangey color. And then the yellow one, and that is 198. So for the gel polish technique done with the sponge, it is very important that you are using very highly pigmented gel polishes. It wouldn't work with the too watery ones, as the sponge will just absorb everything. I also got a little bit of the tape. I'm just going to cut a small piece. You could also use the forms for that, the stickers from the forms, like that works pretty well too. But I usually have a little bit of the tape on the side, just like this. And then you could use it with your fingers, but this is quite a useful tool. I maybe show you how to cut the fresh sponge as well. So there are different types of the sponges, and you can see that's a makeup sponges. They are also the ready to buy, like a wee sponges for the nails, but I quite like those makeup ones. Excuse me. So here you can see it is very smooth. That side isn't great for doing the ombre. It's better where you've got the fresh cut sides, or which looks like this. And I can show you how the sponge is looking when we cut it. So when I cut the sponge, I'm just using the scissors. When you cut the sponge, it looks like this, and that's the best side for doing the ombre. Of course, they are always fluffy bits and pieces, as you can see it. That's why we use the tape. So I just go on the tape and remove all those bits and pieces. And these sponges are pretty good as well for doing the ombre, and again you just cut them into the smaller pieces. I've got actually one which I have been using already, and I will use this one. So I usually store them, like if it's for the tutorials and for myself, I store them on the wee pot, because if they've got some product which is absorbed, they even better. But it is also very important that you go on the side and you tap it like this to clean it from any bits and pieces, because there might be some fluffs on there. And then once you have created the layers of the ombre, you are going to first of all go nice and straight, then other side, then going lower, then going higher. I also find it that if we tap it like this, we're introducing some air bubbles, and that isn't best. So you kind of go and massage it a little bit at the same time. So let's have a look. And obviously sponge is going to absorb the gel polish. So what I have done, I have just went like once like this. Now I'm going to go the same, just to pick up the product, to smooth it up. And now I'm going to go more down the way. So I'm going lower. Okay, you can see we've got the orange blended. Now going higher. So it is pretty easy technique once you get hang of it, but it does require it about 3 layers, I would say. Now I only touch it with the top part. Okay, so we have done the first blend. And now I have to give it a cure. I actually got another tip I show you with the different colors. Let's go maybe for a green. So I'm going to apply the green. Then yellow. And I think I'm going to stop on those 2 colors. I have been gardening a lot, and actually we didn't record tutorials for a wee while. I have hurt my fingers, and this is so weird because I done it eating a sunflower seeds. So that's kind of, yeah, funny really. So I've got the sponge in here. I'm just placing it there. And then I show you also on the form. So you've got the form in here. And then you just clean it. You can see how much dirt has came out from it. And then we're going to blend these 2 colors. Then I show you what to do so we get a nicer coverage. I actually quite like this mixture. So you can see I'm going up and down. If my if my sponge is dirty, I'm just removing the fluff. This is very important, otherwise you end up like having lots of ugly, dirty bits and pieces. I actually like this color. I think it looks stunning. Okay, you can pop it into the lamp. And now we are at the second layer. But yeah, when I hurt my fingers, I couldn't record a while for you, so I'm really behind with the tutorials. I'm just applying another layer of the color. Now I need to catch up with everything and record many more different nail art ideas for you. Okay, so I've got my sponge again. And after this layer, this is going to look pretty decent, but because I am really fussy, I will show you another tip what to do to get even a better coverage. Okay, so we have created a second layer, and now we are going to use the clear acrylic powder. So that's just a clear powder. and we can just sprinkle over it. So you just grab the tip, you sprinkle over it. Same like for sugaring. And then tap to remove any excess. And you can see the tip become really matte. So the next layer of the gel polish is going to stick in much better. Okay, put it inside the lamp. And then this one is ready, so I'm going to swap my sponges. That's it. So you can see it also looks like an ombre on the sponge as well. And then apply a second layer. So as many nail technicians, as many different techniques for the ombre, and I think we just have to find our best one, the ones which we prefer the most. Like, and I'm using kind of all three of them. Oh, the sponge is a little bit too thin. I'm using three different techniques depending what results I want to get, like, and how much time I've got. So I'm just blending the next layer. Clean the sponge, blend on the top. And I actually like it even just at this stage. It's a really nice pastel-y look, so I might just keep it this way without of adding the third layer. But let's go back on this one. So because we have sprinkled it with this clear acrylic powder, the next layer is going to absorb really nice and just smooth everything out. So I'm just applying next layer. I'm also curious actually where you guys watching me from. So basically I'm based in Scotland. But yeah, I'm just curious, like, where do you all live? You can let me know down in the comments below. So I can see it from the channel statistic. I can see it like quite a lot of you is from the United States and the UK. So I'm curious what other countries are watching me. So you can see how much nicer the ombre becomes now. Really great technique. And then I'm just kind of going a bit lower. So I'm pretty happy with this blend. And then I can just pop it into the lamp to give it a cure. And this one is ready. I actually really like it. And I got some idea for the next tutorial for you. Yeah, that will look awesome. I'm definitely going to do that. But I don't tell you what. You will check it out in some other tutorials. So I'm just going to top coat it, pop it into the lamp. And then this one is ready as well. So I'm just going to apply the top coat. So just in a summary, with the sponge technique, the most important thing for you to remember is that try to use the part of the sponge which has like those, which is not too smooth. Too smooth part of the sponge is not going to give you nice results. And then I think the most important one is like you have to constantly keep cleaning your sponge. But you can also see on the back of the form, that's how the ombre creates. So let's maybe show you, like if I press like this, I'm making holes. Can you see it? But if I'm going to kind of massage it a little bit, the blending is much nicer. Actually, this is the most easiest way to explain it and show the difference. So this is nice and smooth, but if I go like this, it creates too many holes. Okay, and the sponge also has to be really clean. So as a last step, after this layer of the top coat is cured, I'm going to put a tiny bit of the top coat on the side in here, and using my small fine liner brush, I'm going to do the droplets of the water. So I just pick up and you just hold it going to the top to create a couple of the droplets. Yeah, as many different options for the ombre. That's why I love it. Like, it's always looking so effective. And then once we have done the bigger ones, because they might run and flatten a bit, pop them into the lamp just to give them a flash cure, to freeze them so they stay in place. And then you can take it out and start adding the smaller ones. So like lots of tiny ones. And you can't go wrong with this step, so it will be actually nice design for the autumn as well. And then pop it into the lamp. So I'm going to give it a final cure. And then, yeah, I do really like this one. It's a quite nice color for the ombre. But I just got an idea for another tutorial for you, so I'm excited about it. Let me show you this final look. And I hope you have enjoyed this and you have learned quite a lot, like knowing the difference when the sponge ombre is going to work, when it is not going to work. So I just quickly do a summary again. The most important thing is highly pigmented, like a thick consistency gel polish, because if it's too watery, the sponge absorbs everything, and we kind of pressing and massaging at the same time rather than just tapping to don't create air bubbles, and it's most important to clean the sponge as well. So thanks guys for watching, glittery hacks, and bye for now.